Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching your Monday manifesting video. Sarah V here. I am recording this right after, of course, the Thanksgiving holiday day on Thursday. And I hope everybody had a lot of peace and calm and love and happiness. Whether you were celebrating the traditional way, or in my case, the completely untraditional way. And something came, kind of popped into my mind as I was celebrating, because mine, of course, was incredibly untraditional. I was one of those, moms, wives who wanted to make sure everything on the day was perfect, whatever that looked like. Where do we get this idea of perfection? What perfection is going to be, when we're creating especially around the holidays. I was one of those, just kind of stressed, and I really didn't get into the moment and the presence of, what Thanksgiving is all about, which is about a gathering. I have definitely let go of that. I have released, I have surrendered to something different. And, whenever I ask for something, or if I do something, I kind of do it like 120%. It just seems to be that way. So have I let go 120%? Oh my gosh, yes. But what it is doing, it is allowing me to recognize where I was to, versus where I am now. The perfection of, what we created for our families, especially moms, is completely unrealistic. And because I was feeling so unworthy, so not enough, that I felt like my creating had to be over the top in order for me to feel better, which of course we know is not where we get our value. We get our validation from ourselves. But it just is amazing. And, mine was so untraditional, it was almost humorous. So I'll tell you, so my day, instead of, me being in the kitchen, because of course, as you know, last week, my future former husband, we're about 90% complete. But I signed all of my completion papers. I don't like the D word. As you know, I think I wrote about that last Friday, but I signed on Tuesday. I then, on Thursday, which was Thanksgiving, of course, met 3 of my 4 children. My one son is out in California. He could not join us. I met the 3 of them at my future former husband's house, the house that I raised all my children in. There's a lot of old energy that still is there. But I met them there for the day. Usually I would be in the kitchen, I would be creating, I'd be making it perfect, listening to the Macy's Day Parade, putting the beautiful tablescape, creating all the foods, presenting the foods, not just putting it into a container. No, but they had to be presented, because it's something that I learned as a child, of how our importance is kind of wrapped up in what we do. Instead of that, I arrived, I brought, I think I had an apple crisp, and I brought that, and everybody was in the kitchen. I mean, my daughter and her fiance were making soup. We have had soup, I think, for the past 3 years. Whenever I started to, to take different actions in my life in order for me to create something new. So yeah, we had the soup, and my daughter now kind of has taken on my role. And so she was kind of creating, her version of what Thanksgiving was to her. And I kind of noticed that I didn't care. I didn't care at all what she, how she was doing it. This was her, how she wanted to do it. I let go. I surrendered to what we used to do. And I tell you, it is the most liberating thing to be able just to let go and to surrender to, having a peaceful day, because isn't Thanksgiving all about gathering of people? Gathering of people that you care about. That is really what it's about. The food is just kind of a thing we do. We eat it. Yeah. We prepare it, and it's, food is about connection, but really, does it really matter what we are eating? So this was my untraditional day. And I noticed, can I tell you a little fun story, is that I was, usually on Thanksgiving, I used to, start Christmas decorating, because it was the day off, the kids all were home when they were little, and they like to help decorate the house. So my tradition was to go down to our basement, and I have been collecting thousands of beautiful little ornaments, the kids, of course, when they went through school. And I have, kept them in, bins, and, I loved doing that. And because of our uncoupling, I think there was a little bit of miscommunication, but I went down to go continue this tradition of unloading all of my decorations that I've been collecting and things people have given me, beautiful decorations from all over the world. And I went down to the basement and they were gone. And I panicked because it was something that was my tradition that was gone. And I went upstairs. I'm like, oh my God, where are my decorations? I texted my husband, and he told me, oh, sorry, I was clearing out the basement and I threw them all away. Can you imagine the attachment that I had towards something that was very traditional for me, that the attachment that I had to, things that were so personal to me. And I noticed right at that moment that the traditional words in my mind, the thoughts that I kept thinking, were limited again. Don't show your emotions. Don't spoil it for everybody. Take it outside, basically. Oh my God, I started to feel unsafe because these were the traditional things that were kind of driving me to try to be perfect. And we all know that that's not realistic, because what is perfection anyway? But I felt so unhinged, ungrounded, unglued. And, because of my dedication to my healing, to noticing, to letting go and not be attached to things, I was able to take myself in a very healthy way. First, I got support from somebody that I knew that could just be there for me to listen to something, listen to my emotions, getting that support. That's what I lacked when I felt like when I was in my marriage. So first of all, I got support. I then, just kind of went into some meditation. I actually went out and was walking out in nature. I was touching trees, believe it or not. That really helps me to feel grounded. So, but the old self would have just gone into those old beliefs, those old stories that I used to tell myself, like, oh my God, you have to, hide your emotions. And what really that's doing is it blocks you from being in that receiving mode. So my untraditional Thanksgiving was actually, now that I'm a step back from the energy, I'm actually really grateful that I was in this very healthy position and this calmness to notice where I used to be compared to where I am now. I don't have all my beautiful decorations. I mean, it still bothers me a little bit. Would that bother you? especially, you know, these little, I don't even like to think about all the lovely little things that I had that are now not with me. I'll never be able to get them back. But I'm very, very grateful that my actions are different. So I'm getting different results. I am, you know, when I feel closed, I'm able to feel open, you know, even faster. So these are some of the things that happens when you follow the 10 steps in my I Wish I'd Known book, but we have to practice over and over and over and over again until the muscle in our mind is really strong. So I really encourage you, if you feel stuck or if you felt some resistance, you know, being around family, to do one thing that is different. One thing. It could be just thinking a different thought all day, or, you know, doing something. I know that what used to help me was to go walk outside or go for a run. You know, exercise always helps me to, you know, to release energy that I don't want to be attached to anymore. But the point of this Manifesting Monday tip is to do something different so that you start getting different results, so that you continuously open to what is on its way to you. Opening to divine, the universe, God, whatever you are, your belief system is, but just learning to be open to what is coming and to do it faster. Because if that instance of all my decorations being thrown away had happened to me 5 years ago, probably it would have taken me at least 2 weeks to let go and to become unattached to that energy. It would have taken me forever. So therefore, when you learn to notice, and it's this like opening and closing and keeping open as much as possible. So I encourage you, please do something, one thing. And I would love to know you can just reply to this email. What is one thing that you are doing differently that you're getting a different result? I would love to know, because I just have to still like go that I don't have any more beautiful decorations. So anyway, so I hope you had a beautiful holiday, and now we get to have Christmas, which is even more, or it used to be even more triggering for me. So we'll see where I am now. So many changes are happening in my life. If you haven't picked up a book, please go either to Amazon or books.cervi.com, because we're kind of getting into that place. I'm getting tongue-tied here of, you know, how many books we're only told every 90 days of how many books that we have sold. Because these books I am going to be, as you know, donating to the Imagination Library with all the books that I've sold to date, or actually on the day of sales, I will figure out exactly how many books that I'm going to be donating. So if you haven't bought one, I would love it, because these tips have really, really helped me, or the 10 steps have really helped me to become this manifesting magnet. So what else? And you can always join the manifesting circle every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. I am going to be announcing something that I am going to be offering to everybody in February. I'm going to be announcing that. I'm not going to give you any details yet. So I think that's it. So thank you so much. And I will see, or you will see my email on Friday. All right, take care.